Okay guys, today we're reviewing the Cold Steel 1917 Frontier Bowie Knife. You can find this on the Cold Steel website for 200 bucks. And you can find it a little bit cheaper if you look around on like Amazon and eBay and stuff like that. But the first thing we're going to talk about is the sheath. So it's a really good quality leather sheath. Now this knife, it's basically designed like it's an older design of a different era. It's just a really classic design. They made it like that. I really love the design. I really like that a company like Cold Steel would actually make something from back then. So, but anyways, that's why you'll see some of the stuff is a bit like, looks a little bit aged, but really good quality. So yeah, it has this metal guard at the top so your blade doesn't come out. This, I don't know what this is, but this comes out. Maybe you guys can explain that to me. But yeah, the sheath is really good quality. Plus it's had this belt loop, so it's rotating. So if you want, you can have it on your belt like that, or you can just have it like that. And you just run it through. It's a good quality sheath, but it's a little bit heavy, but it's not unexpected with a blade like this, with a knife like this. So, okay, let's look at some of these specs that they have on the Cold Steel website. So overall, it's 17 5/8 of an inch, so it's a really, really big knife. The blade length is 12 1/4 inches, and the handle is 5 3/8, and it's made of rosewood. And this blade, the steel material is 1090 carbon steel. Okay. So this, it has a lot of uses. Maybe not most practical for like someone carrying this around for like an everyday carry knife. It's definitely not that. Not that you can't do it, you know. Some places do allow you to open carry knives like this, but yeah, it wouldn't be smart. You'd scare people. But yeah, this has so many good uses. The knife is really heavy. It's what was the weight again? 1 sec. So it's 23.8 ounces. This feels heavy in my hand, but that's okay. You could use this for chopping, you could use this for cutting, you could use this for bushcraft. It's a really large knife, so it's not going to be difficult to like chop and stuff like that. You can actually use it like a machete or a hatchet, and you can chop with this. Another thing I like about is the blade design. It's thin from here, and it just goes like that. It's like the Bowie knife design. It's not sharpened from here, from the back. It's just a little bit thin. It's more thin from down here. Here it's really, really thick, so you could hit this and baton with it if you have to, like cutting through wood and stuff like that. But yeah, as I was saying, first of all, it's super sharp. Let me show you. Yeah, I didn't have to sharpen this. It came sharp right out of the box. But yeah, so the way the front is designed, it's got a really, really sharp point, so you could thrust with this in a fight or in a self-defense situation against an animal, whatever it is, because you'd probably be carrying this with you when you're out hunting or in the woods. But yeah, you penetrate with this, and then it's thin from the tip, and then it just spreads out like that. So you get a lot of penetration. You do a lot of damage with this. It's a really effective knife. I think they mainly designed this as sort of like a fighting knife from like 1917, something a guy would take out with them and you know use as a backup weapon for like self-defense and fighting and things like that. Or like against an animal or skinning it. It's a really multi-purpose knife. You can pretty much do everything with this knife. I really like that. Another reason like it's a really good fighting knife, it's because it has this little S guard. So yeah, this will protect your hand against a strike, knife coming down, a sword coming down. You know, there's a lot of combat in those days. We most likely won't have to run into like someone slashing at us with a sword. But you know, if it happens, this will block your hand and it'll probably slide off. And the S-guard prevents your hand from coming up. So if you are thrusting, this will stop your hand from actually getting caught on the blade. It has this little notch here. I'm kind of confused on that. I don't know what that's for. I'm not a knife expert, so yeah, I really don't know what that's for. Maybe you guys can tell me that as well. But yeah, it's a good fighting knife. You can also slash with this. You don't have to just straight up just thrust with this. It's big enough so that you could get a really big cut into your opponent if you slash with this. Because obviously, you know, if it's illegal, you know, do it at your own risk. You guys know all that, my disclaimer. So the handle, it's nice, but you know, it's not that comfortable. But I guess, you know, they knew it when they were making that, because they're making like a classic design. And another thing that they're saying is that it'll keep your hand straight so that you can have good edge alignment, so your hand doesn't roll around and then, you know, your blade doesn't kind of go like that. That's their explanation for this, and that's how knives were designed at that time, some knives. So yeah, it's sort of like, it's like a rectangular, like it doesn't have good ergonomics. It's not comfortable. Do I have another thing? Yeah, I would have preferred a Bowie knife with like something like this. This is the kukri machete and it's rounded. I would like it that, but I guess their explanation's fine. You know, it's helps in your edge alignment and keeping the blade straight. It's a good quality handle. It's a wooden handle. It's not gonna like, even though it's wood, it's not gonna like rust or like, sorry, it's not gonna rot when it's outside. Still good quality. Pretty sure this is full tang. I'm not sure. Probably is. It's going down through here. Looks like it is. And they got this thing over here. Don't know what you call this. I call it a pummel or a skull crusher. But it really is, it's just a metal part probably going down across the blade. And it's metal, it's hard. So gives you a really good grip, prevents your hand from slipping out again. Once you're actually using it, your hand will be stopped. Your hand will like catch onto this. Plus it's a really good striking weapon. So kind of like the trench knives from like 1918 or wherever they were made. The trench knives, they have that little skull crusher. This I could actually use as a striking tool as well in a self-defense situation. You know, if someone comes in too close and you don't have that time to do the strike with the knife, I could use it like that. And I forgot, this would make a great knife to thrust underhanded. Check that out. So again, good for fighting. You could thrust like that, and this would block your hand from coming down. It's a really heavy, well, not really heavy. It's not like super heavy, but I can see why they made the weight like that. So you could actually use this in a self-defense situation. You can actually chop with this, and once you're actually slicing and chopping and slashing, you need a heavy knife. So, you know, it's justified. It's good. So is it worth the money? Yes, because it's not a cheap knife. I guarantee you that. It's not going to fall apart on you. It's going to last you forever. This is going to be passed down like from generation to generation. This knife is just going to keep on going. It's an amazing knife. Yeah, so yeah, it is worth the money for the $199. And you'll probably find it cheaper too on like the websites and stuff. But yeah. Like Amazon and eBay or whatever. Okay guys, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Give this video a like if you enjoyed.